we know how to get to men.
Yeah.
And you got to just find a way to
Not
talk.
rocket science. Men are so simple.
We are.
They are.
We definitely are.
It's like you got to know how to talk to them. You know, like being able to word things the correct way and not being so like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like talk to them a certain way, like come to them correctly, like express yourself in that submissive, vulnerable way where they understand and
yeah,
good.
And also I think being logical too.
Yeah.
A lot of women were very emotional and we don't know how to separate the two.
Oh, yeah.
And I think when you go to a man with logic, like he actually respects you and hears you more. 100%. Hey Honesties, welcome back to another episode of Honesty Though Podcast with your host Zena, aka Top Tier Z, where I keep it raw, I keep it real, and I keep it risky.
I like that.
Oh my God. Every time I say that, I'm out of breath. But happy Valentine's Day to all my lovers and friends. I'm wearing pink, y'all. Y'all know I never wear pink. So, and it's a horse shape. I gotta show y'all my little outfit today. It's cute. Shout out to Zara. But Valentine's Day today, I have two special guests with me. They're actually a couple. My first couple ever on this show because I don't really like couples. No, I'm joking. Let me not be a hater. I'm not salty or nothing. But welcome, Danny and Toya. Follow them on IG, the essence of Danny and
What's
Toya.
up, y'all?
What's up?
Thank you guys for being here.
Of course.
Of course. It's a pleasure.
Listen, I follow y'all on IG. Y'all be doing y'all little reels and TikToks. Y'all be having me crying laughing. Okay?
We trying.
Definitely trying.
Keep it up.
Thank you.
They're so cute. So I thought about having a couple on for the first time. I'm like, yeah, it's them. Because usually when I see couples on podcasts, it's always like, oh, we've been married for this long, and it's okay, cool, we get it. You know, everyone wants a married couple, right?
The end result.
Exactly. They want the end result. You guys aren't there yet, but you've been together for quite some time. Right. So I want to talk about the pressures of being in a relationship for a long time, the outside noise. A lot of women say they're not doing wife duties until they get a ring. So we're going to speak about that today. Living together, splitting bills, all the good stuff. But before we get there, we're going to do my Fast Five.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions of would you rather.
Okay.
You guys are going to give me a response, both of you.
Okay.
All right.
We keep it pushing. Okay?
You go first.
Okay.
Ladies first.
Okay. Would you rather get cheated on and never find out, or you do the cheating and your partner finds out?
I'd rather get cheated on and not find out.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm a guy, so I'm gonna always end up unfortunately choosing to do the cheating. I don't want to go through that. That's tough.
I love the different perspectives.
That's tough. That's very tough.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt your heart, man. That's gonna hurt our heart. We don't know how to regulate our emotions the way women do, as far as forgiveness. I would say you guys have a way bigger heart than men do in a lot of situations.
I agree. We definitely do. For real. I don't want to find out. Don't let me find out. I'm also not that, oh, you cheat, I cheat back type of thing. Like I just rather don't tell me, or I'm just gonna leave. That's the case. But
respect.
Yes. Same. I don't want to know.
If you playing me,
keep it on the
low.
That part.
I can't say that. I don't want to implement and make it seem like that's what I'm on.
Right.
So I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's not what I'm on.
The second one, would you rather travel anywhere for free or eat anywhere for free?
Oh, I'm a travel. I'm a travel.
Ditto. Facts.
Travel.
I love to eat, but traveling. Yeah, I'd rather see the world.
Facts.
I feel like the world's too big for us to just, stay in one place. It's too much out there for us to experience, for us to know. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that, like, going all over the world, you gain a whole lot of experiences, different cultures and perspectives, and it just changes your viewpoint on, like, how you live versus, like, how you see other people live and what their countries or their other places is like. So I'm definitely choose travel.
And this is coming from a girl that loves her stomach.
I do.
It's funny 'cause
I do.
doing this question, I was like, I'm so curious to see which one they choose because I know she be eating.
I sure do.
But I
Loves her
know
stomach.
you guys travel also.
Yeah, but
So I'm like,
we love experiencing other cultures. Have to.
for real.
That's gonna come above food all the time.
Hey, I was about to say that. You can eat as you travel.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Why not? Traveling is more expensive than eating, okay? All right, this one's going to be a little spicy. Well, not so much. I can't even look y'all in the eye while I No, I'm joking. Would you rather... No, I'm going to look at the camera.
It's too spicy to look at the eyes.
It's not that spicy, but I feel like it's a little invasive because I like to be in people's business because that's my job.
Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do.
There we go. Direct eye contact. Would you rather only have morning sex or only have late night sex?
Ooh,
That's so spicy.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's not a spicy question.
That's not too spicy.
Just enough.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go with the.
Be real.
I'm gonna go with the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I was about to say.
Yeah, I was waiting. She's a morning person, and I'm a night
morning
person.
He a night person.
Yeah,
Yep.
the opposite.
Yeah, but we make it work. We
I
make
was
it
about to
work.
say, how
Yeah,
do
we
you
make it work.
compromise?
Yep. We definitely compromise.
Men always wake up.
Yeah, y'all do.
I don't know why 2 a.m. you turning me
Yeah.
over bow. Or 4 a.m. I gotta wake up in 4 hours.
this is
You
the
know
funny
what?
part.
We gonna do it.
You have to.
Even if we do get up in the morning, the caveat is men wake up usually with morning wood.
Exactly.
Morning wood. So
Yeah.
it works out the same way. The only difference is during the evening time going into the night, it feels like, okay, yeah, we had a great time. It's leading to something versus in the morning. Of course we ready, but we just preferred like the build up,
Right.
like we worked for it versus we just wake up in the morning and let's
Yeah.
get to going. Which is,
And then
I'm
you
gonna
gotta
take
go
it
to
either
work
way.
after.
Exactly. Exactly.
For real.
I feel that. I'm gonna do night. I'm not a morning
You
person.
gonna do night? I'm a morning girl.
Don't wake me up.
I would sleep through that morning if I could. I'm not mad at it though. I'm not mad at it at all. But I like the night. But
I like
morning.
the compromise.
Right.
I know he was like, don't lie now.
Right. Right.
Don't tell
Because
them
you
what
know-
he
You know, I was like,
she thinking about it too hard. You know, she know what she like.
You already know your answer.
right.
Would you rather always know what your partner is thinking or the other way around? Have your partner always know what you're thinking? Like invading your thoughts 24/7. Or vice versa.
I think I want to know what my partner is thinking.
Interesting.
Why?
Because although he expresses himself a lot, I feel like he's very didactic. So like I be needing.
Wait, what's that word?
he's very didactic. Like he's very like he analyzes so much on like on different minuscule levels that I would never think of. And like he might not express it so much. He expresses it in depth. I'm not gonna say that. You definitely do. But like I need to know. I want to know what you're thinking before you let it out. Like his mind just be going all the time.
They do.
All the
They do.
time. So I just wanted to be knowing like what's going on. I need to know what you're thinking. So yeah, I'm gonna say that. But for him specifically, yes, from the way you are.
I would rather her know what I'm thinking too.
Oh.
Reason, originally when you first asked, I wanted to say I want to know what she's thinking, but like she was saying earlier, just now, that it is. I think about a lot. Like I overanalyze things sometimes, and there's times where I would see something or I would think about something, and even if I don't say it, she'll try to figure it out. Like she'll look at me like, "Oh, what is she talking about?" Or like, "What is she looking at?" And I don't want to express it or I don't know how to properly express it where she will receive it properly. The biggest thing is not I don't want to say it. I don't know how she's going to take it. And then she might take it incorrectly and then it turns into something else that it's not. So I would much rather her read my mind. So she's like, oh, that's what you were saying.
Right.
Or that's how you was trying to take that. So yeah.
Got it. That makes so much sense. Everything's so peaceful that way. 'Cause don't let me try to interpret it myself. It's gonna be the worst of the worst. For me personally.
No, it happens. I feel like that goes across the board.
Yeah, it does.
I feel like that goes across the board.
For both men and women too, you know, sometimes I'm saying something and it may start off like not on the best, maybe a little negative, and then before letting me finish, like he thinks I'm just going like just far left. I'm like, slow it down, let me
Right.
finish. Like, this actually has a good outcome. But I've learned, I guess, do the good first and then bring
it back.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still learning on that.
Yeah.
We both are. We both are.
Yeah.
We both are.
For sure.
It's a learning process for
learning
everybody. I
process,
think. I don't
for
think
sure.
I don't think anybody got that down packed. Honestly.
No, 'cause
Yeah.
we're so used to just like saying the bad first. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, to me, it's the real. Like, I just want to get it out and then
Let it be done.
exactly.
Yep.
You know? But I'm working on that. Okay. Last one. Would you rather split the bills evenly or no, I'm lying.
Don't
Said,
lie.
I don't like that 50-50. That 50-50 sound.
No, it's there. It's there. Would you rather split the bills equally or contribute based on how much your income, based on how much you make?
Yeah, babe. You think it real hard.
Yeah, I know I had to do that one.
I'm over here like, because I really want to be like, that's just not what we do. That's really want to be my response. But damn, I want to hear what you're going to say first.
That's fine.
For the script on you.
Yeah.
No, we don't do 50-50.
Okay. So based on income.
I wouldn't even. It's not even really. If I
y'all
have to
do?
choose, if I have to choose, then it would be based on income versus it being 50-50. But I think also that depends on each other's dynamic in each other's relationship. Because even though we might say that or we might agree, I'm pretty sure somebody else might say, "Yeah, we want 50-50."
You don't worry about no one else right now.
No.
It's all about y'all.
No, all right.
These people.
But
Get them. It's us.
for us, it would. If I have to choose between one or the other, it would be based on income versus being 50-50. Because let's go into the fact that let's say she's making more, I'm making more. I don't think that's quite fair for us to be splitting bills straight down the middle if her income or my income is not adding up or matching. That I think that's not fair.
I agree.
I'm going to agree to that. Yeah. Say the same thing.
Perfect. You guys know ain't no lying, man. Imagine my man makes 3 times more money than me and you want me to split this. Excuse me, sir, I don't speak that language.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair
At all. Wow, that wraps up my Fast Five.
No, that wasn't that bad. I was a little nervous at first.
I definitely was nervous too.
Yeah.
I was like, what's
I thought she was about to come out with some wow.
I took it easy, you know.
Appreciate that.
Like, I was like, if I was in that seat, what would I want people to like, you know, for my first time on a
I get
podcast?
that.
Right.
I don't want to like
Bombard us with too much.
exactly.
And
you
now
know?
we walking out like, whoo.
Never
Right.
again.
I can't believe this.
She deceived us.
Journalist, man. Journalism. Oh, man.
Oh yeah, that's my skill. That's my skill. But I want to get into this conversation of there's a lot of women I meet or even just hear on podcasts or anywhere, honestly speaking, and they're like they're not doing wifey duties until they get a ring, whether that's cooking, cleaning. What are the wifey duties? Someone tell me what.
So just
cleaning, just being
being
Taking care of the
supportive.
housework.
Taking care of the house, being supportive.
Yeah.
Being that emotional support.
standpoint. Yep.
And that just the
supporting
peace.
your man, just that piece.
Yeah.
You know, even
I
if
love
kids
that.
is involved as well, taking the kid to home duties before the kids. those
See,
things like
they
that.
know.
So,
This is a couple because I'm like,
We've been at this for a little while.
right?
Just for a little while.
so a lot of women say they're not doing those things until they get the ring, right? And they're like, why would you give the man the milk, the cow before the milk? Some shit like that. You know,
Right.
the
No,
crazy.
yeah. I get what
Right?
you're saying.
And men are always, and even I see it the same way too. If you don't show a man that you are ready to perform those duties and are capable, then why would he invest in you as a wife?
Right.
Right.
Agreed.
So when women say that, it's like, are they standing on business? Are they upholding themselves to certain standards? Or are they doing themselves a disservice? Because what man is going to take you seriously? If
I don't disagree.
Right.
I do not disagree.
That's a bad business to be standing on. You doing a disservice for yourself as a woman, because I feel like in a relationship or like beginning to go into a relationship, you know, that talking stage or whatever it might be, the same expectations us women have when we be like, oh, well, we want the man to come with this up front, or we want them to show this emotional support or whatever it is. You know, a woman come with that too. Why not show the man that you are capable of, like, okay, she's capable of showing me emotional support. She's capable of showing me that she's a great woman. Like, she shows me that she can take care of our kids if that's something that we have our future with. I feel like also too, us as women, like we are naturally nurturers. So I feel like that's something that just comes, that like you're gonna want to take care of the person that you want to be with, the person that you're in love with, the person that you like, person that you have the craziest crush on. You're gonna do all those things naturally because that's just who we are as women. Now, if that's something that you can't do, then I feel like that's just not a part of you. Like if that's not something that you feel like just comes naturally to the man that you have those desires for, then that's just not for you.
Then should you have a man?
You should not be having a man.
That is very true.
You should not.
Because what are we doing?
I honestly don't like when girls say that. I just be looking at you, side on you, like, girl, what do you think?
What are you thinking?
What world you live in?
You're not wrong. I also think there's a small disconnect where there is a certain group of women that it's not to say that they don't want to do it. I think it's more of they're in fear that they're going to do it and waste their time. Like they're just wasting their time. So it's like, I don't want to do that because I'm just wasting my time. But in the same token, if you show up to a job interview, you have to let the employer know that you're capable of doing the job. The same way with, unfortunately, dating. You're going to date. Sometimes you're not going to date the right person in the beginning, but that's a part of the dating process to get to that point where, okay, we're looking for marriage because we're not married yet, but we're getting there. But at least we understand, like, okay, there's things that has to be done. There's ways that it has to be done to get to that point. So when you sit there and you say, I'm standing on business, I'm not doing none of that. Understood. Because you don't want to get your heart broken again, and it happened. But men get their heart broken too. And it's a situation where you have to do a good process of vetting who you're dating. I think that's extremely important because you don't want to. I completely understand. You don't want to waste your time. You don't want to feel like I'm washing dishes. I'm catering to a man that has no potential for a real future with you. So vet the person that you're going to potentially date first to see, is it even worth my time and effort before you put yourself forth saying, I'm standing on business.
Period.
That
was
there.
so good. And I feel like a lot of people in this day and age, they don't take their time to ask the right questions when dating. Like the stuff that's camera on me, please. The stuff that's important, they don't like take the time to get to know that person, right? It's very surface level. They don't get to the depth. They don't see if they align emotionally, mentally, family values, all those things that matter for longevity, they overlook. And that's why it's so important to date with intention, one. And two, I think that's also why it's very important to date for a long time before committing to a relationship. Like, how long have you guys been together for?
8 years.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's a long time.
that's a long time.
And my parents look at me like we crazy because they got married in a year. But to your point, our generation, everything turned into the grass is green on the other side. So I believe that, okay, you're not giving me what I want, somebody else will. Versus, okay, let's build together. Now, in other generations, we all understood that, okay, you have something that I want, I have something that you want, we're going to bring together and we're going to make it work. That's not us anymore. So, fortunate for our parents and older generations, where it's like 1 or 2 years, you could get married. You guys have a relationship for the last 20 years with a plethora of kids and grandchildren. They'd be like, look at back and look at us. We did a great job. That's not our generation. Everybody believes I'm that bitch.
I'm the prize.
I'm the prize, or I'm that guy. And it's like, we are. I think everybody's a prize in their own right. It's just coming together to realize, okay, hey, you're a prize, I'm a prize. Let's work as a team and let's make it work.
Yep.
That's a fact. And you guys also live together.
Yes.
How long have you been living together for?
8 years as well.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I have that story. Hold on.
Yeah, we've been living together as long as we've been together.
Yeah, we've literally been.
How does happen? Tell me the story.
So it started. So we met through my female best friend and his female best friend, and we was just talking as friends. We end up, liking each other. Was talking for about like 2 years, messing around with each other. And then he was living in Jersey at the time and I was living in Brooklyn at the time. And then he was coming to move in Jersey at this time. And then once that happened, then say like, let's go on a vacation. And I was like, okay.
That's a test of everything.
Right.
You gotta
Let's
do
go on a
one.
vacation. And it was, I said, all right, fine. We went on a vacation or whatever. And then on a dinner date in the vacation was at Turks and Caicos, by the way. And we was at dinner. He asked me to be his girlfriend. From then, when we got back, it was, all right, he was already proceeding to move to Brooklyn. I was already looking for a place to stay, a place to live, because I was moving out of my mom's house at that point in time. We both found a place, and then we said, you know what, like, we're going to move in together. Like, we together, and let's do it. And then that was it. It was history ever since.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that.
There was a bunch of doubters.
Yeah, there was a bunch of doubters.
Imagine.
You guys are moving together. You guys
Right.
just started dating. You guys are living together. Got to start somewhere.
Right.
Do you think that like strengthened your bond in your relationship?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. 100%.
Because you get to see like the naked truth about
Yes.
that person. When you live with someone, like their habits, their morning routine, are they messy, are they clean? Like everything's on the forefront. You can't hide anything.
Nope.
So it's like, take me as I am, or I'm not the person for you.
No, absolutely.
I think living together is a good way to measure if things are going to work long term.
Agreed.
Because if you can't cohabitate great in a small confined space, then it's not going to work long term. And I understand that people are like, oh, you know, I want to wait. If that what works for you, completely do that. But at the same time, you have to also say to yourself, what are my actual intentions, or what am I looking for? So if you're saying to yourself, I'm looking for something long term, then let's get to what we want now rather than later.
I agree. That's a good way to look at it. I'm chewing on ice. Sorry, y'all.
No, I think everybody do that at some point. I think
I
everybody
actually
does.
hate ice, but we're drinking liquor, so,
So
like,
it just happens.
goes right in. But being together for so long, how do you keep things spicy in your relationship? Because sometimes I know couples who are together for quite some time, and they're like, we're having sex once a month, or like, I'm bored, you know, and then usually someone steps out, or it's kind of like they try their best to introduce new things. So what do you guys do to keep things spicy? Y'all.
Girls, I definitely be wearing them lingerie sets all the time.
Yes.
She do.
That's definitely one way I would say. And very like spontaneous. Like we cooking dinner and I just pop up in the living room in a nice set. And he'd be like, yo, okay. You know, like
Double take.
this is it. I feel
Cooking
like,
dinner in lingerie set. Sorry to cut you.
we've had threesomes before as well.
Yes.
Which I feel like definitely spices up. Some people, that's not their thing. To each his own, but that's definitely something that we've done as well.
You want me to add? I would also say toys. Now, some people may not like to add toys, but I feel like for the most part, everybody knows what a rose is.
Yeah.
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 Fellas, it ain't that hard to maneuver around with. It just takes a couple extra steps just to get the ball rolling and get that roller coaster ride as fun as possible. On top of that, like you said earlier, you said that there's times where couples may not have sex or would only have sex once a month.
Who is doing that, first of all? Like, how are y'all surviving?
Now,
Right.
funny that you say that. There's been moments where we haven't had sex for like 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
That being said, it could be looked at as a negative and a positive. In one positive way I would look at it is it gives me or Toya a time to miss each other.
Right.
Because I feel like over time, when you continue keep having sex with the same person, you still get bored, regardless if there's things added. If you find a way to miss each other where that period of no sex for a week or a few days or however long you can do it, that bringing back is like fireworks. Like,
Right.
oh man, I've been missing this.
Yep.
So
That's true.
yeah.
What's
is
the
true.
negative? That's a positive.
The-
Give me more negative.
The negative becomes where you feel there's I wouldn't even say disconnect. You start to just have a feeling of, oh, that person doesn't love me, or that person doesn't feel my needs or fulfills my needs, or they don't know that I am horny, because I'm pretty sure and even with us, there's been times within those 2 to 3 week period where we don't have sex, where one of us may be in the mood to have sex and it doesn't happen. But the communication of talking through it or having that conversation helps and goes a long way. Does it always happen? Realistically speaking, no. But we've been together for a while, so we kind of navigate and know how to work through it.
I love that.
Yep.
I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
The first one I already forgot because I had short-term memory.
All right. Take time. It's gonna come back.
I don't think that was a question. It was a comment. I was gonna say sometimes when you don't have sex for a period of time, you find other ways to be intimate. A lot of people think intimacy is only sexual, right? But it could just be a massage. It could just be us like literally having deep conversations, right? Cooking together, like other ways to explore each other minds, even the body, without like that actual intercourse.
Right.
My actual question, what are some tips you would give to couples who want to have threesomes, right? Do you like have a conversation amongst you guys beforehand? Like, are we setting boundaries?
Right.
What's our angle? Like,
Yeah.
Because sometimes couples, they think they're ready for a threesome and then someone's salty. It's like, I'm not getting no attention. You went too far. You got me fucked up.
You're not lying.
That's definitely
true.
true. No, it's true. It's true. I definitely think it is a conversation. We've had conversations before we started doing any threesomes. And I had my things where I was just like, listen, like, I'm okay with, like us doing this or whatever the case may be. But if we're going to end this, you got to end it with me.
That's how golden rule.
That's my golden rule.
That's
like,
how
you
golden
got to
rule.
end this with me, no matter what. I'm not so on the like, oh, like you get more attention than us, me, or, like that. Because I feel like in the midst of a threesome, y'all all enjoying each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all trying to
having fun.
Have fun and just like, all right, one get one. Like you just figuring it out. Like,
Yeah.
I
As you
feel
go.
like
There's no
right
science to it.
Yeah, there's no like, all right, this is the only way. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like you just in a moment of like fun and like doing something like different. It's a spice or whatever. Like, I feel like there's no written manual to it. So
there's one unspoken rule that she's not mentioning.
what is it?
The unspoken rule is, and I'm gonna tell, listen, if this works for y'all relationship, cool. Do not introduce the girl. Your lady introduces the women.
Yes.
You do not bring a woman to the party.
Yeah,
she introduces the women to
Facts.
the party. If you want to fuck around and find out, do your thing. Do your
That's
thing.
true. That's definitely something I always tell him. Like, let it always be me. Like, I'm gonna be the one to find the girl. I'll talk to you about it. We
No
talk
friends?
about it.
Are we doing friends or no?
We've done friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
we've done friends. Yeah. And again, like even after, it's like we don't like start being weird towards the people. Like, it was a moment. It was fun. We just move along. I don't start having feelings like, all right, did he like her or was he enjoying it too much? Like, no, it was nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like also a lot of females get into that mindset or like they have those questions or they start like thinking that in the back of their mind because we women, that's stuff that we feel. That's that's just a part of our nature. We start second guessing things. But I feel like, as long as y'all both have, y'all spoke about it, y'all have a communication with what y'all accept and things that y'all don't accept. And also just like, what are y'all values of how y'all are in the sexual aspects?
Agree.
I feel like that's also very important. Know your man, and the man also knows their lady as well. And I feel like once those boxes is checked off, then it's a good time.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is
a good time.
good. I'm telling you. I be hearing stories. I'll be like, oh, I haven't had a threesome yet, but definitely spoken about it.
It's so funny.
You ready?
We had no plan. Like it wasn't.
It just happened.
Yeah, it just happened. It wasn't a situation where it's like we had conversations in the past, but like, oh yeah, I like girls, or I'm looking for that, or when are we gonna have it? It just
happened.
Sporadically happened one time, and then
like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
I've like come close to it on vacation, but it's always with white women. And I'm like, I don't like y'all. Like, oh, man, don't like y'all either. God damn it. Like,
I'm dead.
And I'm also super picky with girls. So it's like, I need a fat ass.
Right.
I completely understand.
Listen, it's a right to be picky.
And on vacation, they be ready for you.
They be ready.
They be ready for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I completely understand.
I'm fine. I'm making it a mission. I don't even have the mean anymore. God damn. I know we're gonna
Tom gonna come.
Time gonna come.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I want to know, have you guys had a healthy depiction of marriage, like growing up, right? Or your parents married, grandparents, and also, is that something that helps keep you guys on the right track? As I say, 8 years is a long time. A lot of people may be like, Toya, girl, you stupid. Like, who? huh? Like, I
not
feel
lying.
like
It's true.
You're absolutely right.
if you have an example and you have like people who are guiding you right towards that, you're able to remain intentional, remain focused, and also do it at your own pace.
Right.
So, what answer the question? I already forgot.
No.
From my perspective, from growing up, I would say my mom and dad not so much, but my grandparents 100%. I talk to my grandmother all the time.
I love your grandmother.
We talk like every single day, like like when I feel like I'm not handling the situation properly, or I feel like I may be looking at it from a point of view where like, all right, I need someone who understands the dynamic of being in a relationship for a long time. I talk to her and she told me the truth.
I love that.
She told me the truth. She tells me like, listen, go talk to him, like you're wrong, or like you need to handle the situation this way. She understands Danny's POV or she understands my POV, but this is the way to handle it. My grandmother has been married for 54 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
That's dope.
And, it's a blessing. And I feel like when you have those people around you that's surrounded by you who has been in long-term marriages, who have the experience, who have the knowledge, who knows how to gain and walk through it, those are the people that you take the advice from. Those are the people that you talk to. Because you talk to people who does not have that understanding, it's not going to go well.
Lead you astray.
And, like you need someone who really, really understands what it's like to be in a relationship for a longer period of times, because you gain a better understanding of how you should be as yourself and how you approach the person that you with, honestly. Now, Danny now.
Yeah.
What's your story, Danny?
My mom and dad are still together. They've been together, I believe, maybe 35 years. I might be off on a number, but my mom and dad relationship was very healthy growing up. My dad is very chivalrous, so my dad is Trinidadian, my mom is American. She's from the South. But I watched my dad open the door for my mom. He still does this to this day. And I watched my dad dance with my mom in the living room, like just cooking together, speaking together, hanging out, talking, making sure that my mom walks on the inside and he walks on the outside. Those are things that I learned from my father that I implement into my relationship now. Just making sure, even going out to eat, as much as Toya likes to sit on the bench, I would rather sit that way, not because I want to be more comfortable. I just want to know the exits. But Toya she loves sitting on the bench, but it's like I need to see all exits.
See the door, yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody's seen the meme where it's like, oh, the girl's walking through the airport or walking through la 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 la, life's great, I look cute, and then the guy's like, yeah, exit, guy walking up. That is a fact. That's literally the dynamic. That's the dynamic. So, and I learned all that from my parents and my father. Now, on the aspect of my mom, I've watched my mom be extremely nurturing, catered to my dad. My dad worked his ass off when we were kids. My mom made sure that there was a plate on that table as soon as she walked through that door. That's how I grew up. That's how I was raised. So I try to implement that into my own relationship and how I'm with Toya.
And your expectation of her.
Yes, exactly.
I love that.
It definitely does.
I'm about to cry, y'all.
Without a doubt, man.
Yeah.
So sweet. But having on I want the bench, I want the couch, and this man is like, I gotta see the door. And I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be a man today.
There's times when I let it.
There's times when he let it rock.
I'm like, all right, you got it,
like,
but
please.
And it's not for my comfort. I just want to just make sure we safe.
I get it. I definitely get it. But
because that's a man, you know what I'm saying? Like that's part of protecting you as well, absolutely. Right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes as women, we just want what's comfortable for us,
right?
But you have to compromise, you know? How do you guys deal with the pressures of like when you're getting married, when you're having kids? Like, because I can imagine after being together for so long, like everyone wants to tell you what to do with your relationship, what should be next. Like they map out their timeline for you. And it's like, you're not in this relationship. Right. Like respect what we have going on. So how do you navigate those conversations or that pressure?
Man. We get that all the time. It never fails.
I can imagine.
To be honest, like we really don't let it bother us. We be laughing and we just be telling people like the time is coming. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a point in time where I was like, when are we getting married? Like when are we gonna have kids? You know, and I feel like as a woman that's like natural for me to feel or natural for any woman to feel, you know what I'm saying? Because that's something that any woman wants. Any woman wanna have kids. every woman wants to be married as well, wants to have a family, grow old with their significant other. That's just normal. I think that me and Danny has had plenty of conversations about our future life, about getting married, where we're gonna get married, who's coming, how many kids we having. Like, we've talked about this all the time. So when people do have those things to say towards us, it's like, it's coming. Don't worry. We're enjoying life right now. We don't feel like we're missing anything. Like, I know that it's coming. I know that it's going to come when his time is ready. His favorite line is when the time is right.
Facts.
And as long as I've known him and we've been together, that is a line he always say. And in the beginning, I used to be like, what the hell does that mean? Like,
When the time
what
is
do you
right.
mean when the time is right? Like, what? Like, and then now that we've been together for so long and I've understood and I've learned as women and as we've been together, it's like, we're going to get there. Like, there's no rush, you know, like, there's no handbook, like, you got to get married at this time. You need to have kids by this time. Don't get me wrong. As a female, I do believe that, like, you should not 50 years old, I'm, you know, pushing out a baby. And not to say that it's impossible, because it's definitely possible. But I do think he also understands and knows that, listen, like, I do want to have kids within the next few years. Like, you know, he wants to have a certain amount. So, like, we've had that conversation. We talk to each other all the time about it, and it don't bother us. Yeah, at all.
My mom literally called me the other day when I told her we was coming to a podcast, and she said, yeah, let them know that I said, and I quote, you need to get married as soon as possible. My mom calls me every day and says, hey, so I seen some rings, or I seen this location. I think this would be a great place for you guys to have a wedding. And I'm like, Mom, first of all, we told you we might be having a wedding overseas. I don't got time to be dealing with that. Then you need to have it somewhere where the whole family could come.
Right.
That's
definitely her.
Her mother, Mr. and Mrs. Patrick. That's already in the air. But it don't. It don't bother me at all. I
actually think it's
really
cute.
It's endearing.
You know, it's
because you guys,
it's like, you look up to what's to come. And you guys know, like, oh my God, when they get married, it's gonna be beautiful. When you guys have kids, I can't wait to see my grandchild. I can't, you know, like, so it's like I also look at it from, like, it's a beautiful thing that you guys want so much more for us, because they know how we are in a relationship for so long, and they've seen how our communication is, how our love is, how we deal with each other on day-to-day aspects, through the bad and the good, that when we see them push that to us, it's like, wow, you guys really see that this is something that's a forever thing.
And y'all respect our dynamic and union, you know what I mean? Because there's times where the family don't like the other person's spouse, and they don't want those things for them, but they want those things for you guys. So that's very telling of how they see you all together. And even with that, like, sometimes people rush into marriage when they're not ready, and then they end up in, like, financial debt, right? They're trying to impress everyone else around them rather than creating that foundation for their relationship and their marriage before taking that next step. So I do think it's important to do things on your time, you know, when you think is right for you guys, and you will know, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
Outside noise, thanks, but
my favorite line is when the time is right, because only people that will know that is me and God.
Yeah.
And when Toya know.
That's it right there.
Amen to that. I think that's also very telling of the relationship you guys have built, right? Because for you to be so comfortable after all these years and secure in your relationship, like, it's coming when it comes, right? A lot of women sometimes, we're like, I don't know if I'm fully secure because it's been so many years, and when is he doing it? You know, like, I think it takes a level of comfortability, and on Danny's part, like, the way he takes care of you, pours into you, and again, you guys' foundation, for you to be able to say, it's been 8 years and I'm still here and I know it's coming, right? So what are some ways in which you make her secure and comfortable, that she's not like this to you, nagging?
So from the beginning, when we started dating, we always spoke about, like, what we want for ourselves, and we always spoke about, she wanted to be married, I wanted to be married, me wanting to have a football team for kids, because I grew up with a bunch of siblings, so I always wanted to have a bunch of kids. So she knew that. Siblings? So I have 7 siblings.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I got 6, but damn.
I have 7 siblings. So I grew up in a large home with a big family community. So I would always want that for myself as well. And we always communicated that from like the beginning of our relationship. And as the relationship progressed, I try to make sure I let her know, like, hey, these are the things I want. These are how I want our relationship to be. I made sure to introduce Toya to my family. My family loves her. Her family loves her. We go over our finances together. We go over what we want to do now and the next 6 months and a year. So it's not a bunch of just broken promises, because a lot of times men fall in the trap of not saying that they don't want to do things, but they end up with a lot of broken promises of just saying, oh, we were going to get here, we're going to get here.
No action. Right?
And no action versus we talk about it, we have extra meetings about it, we go over different plans. Other than me telling her, I show her. Then the fact that I come from a background where my parents were married, my grandparents were married on both sides, she understands and she knows that, and sees it herself like, okay, other than me saying it, I have a lot of examples, and then the way I treat her and how we communicate goes a long way.
Yeah. That.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Toya said no ultimatums
Nailed
over
it.
here.
Right?
Nah, I don't like ultimatums anyway. I don't like that.
Ultimatums is a little crazy. I feel like
Because I'm not giving nobody one.
You could have a conversation without giving somebody ultimatum. You could talk to somebody about share your thoughts, express what it is that you want and what you want in your future and the alignments of how you guys want things to be without giving people an ultimatum. I feel like females
Definitely.
we know how to get to men.
Yeah.
You gotta just find a way to
Not
talk.
rocket science. Men are so simple.
We are.
Speaking,
We are. We definitely are.
It's like you gotta know how to talk to them. You know, like being able to word things the correct way and not being so like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like talk to them a certain way, like come to them correctly, like express yourself in that submissive, vulnerable way where they understand and
Yeah.
good. And also I think being logical too.
Yeah.
A lot of women were very emotional and we don't know how to separate the two.
Oh, yeah.
And I think when you go to a man with logic, like he actually respects you and hears you more.
100%.
It clicks automatic.
Yep.
It clicks automatic. I think that's the biggest disconnect.
Yeah, that is.
I'm super logical.
He is.
Toya's extremely emotional, but she understands sometimes. And then there's sometimes where I'm not trying to hit the emotional side all the time. And it's not this. I don't want to disregard her feelings. But in this moment right now, this is about what's in front of us, not how you may feel.
Yeah.
But it takes time to get there, and there's always going to be a back and forth, regardless if you guys been together 8 years, 20 years. So we still argue. We still have disagreements. It's about how to work through it. I think that's the biggest thing, working through it. And we figuring it out.
And also realizing the disagreement is the disagreement. Like we're not beefing with each other. We just don't agree, right? So it's finding that common ground and like diffusing that disagreement before escalating things.
Absolutely.
Oh shit, it's giving relationship coach.
All right now.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's add it.
In my bio from the resume.
Put it on the checklist.
Added. Let's note it.
Even therapy. No, I'm joking. Yo, I'm a mess, y'all. They know. They're used to me talking shit. So how important is it to be intentional in your relationship? Again, so a lot of people we're going, but there's no angle, there's no vision.
Right.
We're just taking each day as it comes instead of looking ahead, right? And not even just in your relationship, but I try to live my life on intentionality with myself first. Oh, this is another question that just came to my head. Like, okay, scratch that. Because I feel like
We'll spin back to that one. We'll circle back.
I do feel like what you said about like the way you have a secure that shows intentionality. How do you like maintain your individuality? Ooh, switching that up. While being together for so long and not like just getting lost in each other's worlds, right? Like you still have to be your own person.
Of course.
So how do you guys do that? What does that look like for you?
You wanna go?
I would say, honestly, like, still make time to do things that you like. You know, like, I feel like when you're in a relationship for such a long period of time, like, you're used to doing things for the both of you. But, thanks, babe. You're used to doing things for the both of you. But I'm going to do the things that I like, too, outside of what we are normal. So it'll be, like, hanging out with friends, making sure I get my me time, which could possibly be, like, going to the spa, getting my massage, just, like, making sure that I still do the things that I always endured and liked for myself and what continues to keep me up as a woman is important.
I love the question because a lot of times relationships, especially on the women's side, people say like, oh, you forgot about your friends or everything's just your relationship. And to piggyback off what Toya said, continue with your hobbies. I love basketball. I love cars. I like to listen to music. I still play ball. Toya maybe might accompany me, but most of the time she's not coming with me to the park. But I'm completely cool with that. That's something that I like to do with myself and my friends. We like to talk about cars, music. We still talk bullshit with my friends. I think that women need to have their time where you guys gossip and have you guys girl talk. I think that's a perfect balance to make sure that you still, like you said, have your individuality, but still have time with each other so that there's hobbies, there's things that you love to do together, there's things that you might not like to do together. But that's completely fine because we're two separate people creating a team.
Right.
Yeah.
Shaq and Kobe, two different styles of play, but when they were together on them Lakers, unstoppable. That's a relationship.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah.
And also that time apart gives you time to miss each other,
Yeah,
right?
agreed.
I'm like, what is he doing with his friends? What's going on there? And then you come home and I'm like, so how was it?
Right.
You know, like I'm not too, you don't want to be too invasive, but you want to show an interest as well in that person's hobbies, right?
Yep.
I want a sewing machine. I want to sew. So instead of spending every weekend with my man, I'm going to be home some weekends, you know, like hemming and stitching some shit. Right? Like we get so lost sometimes. It's just
It's
like,
true.
oh my God, we have to be like this 24/7. And then that's how you get tired of people.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Because it's like, can you let me breathe?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like even when we're at outings, I feel like we're together all the time that like when we are out doing things, like we're not that couple that's like always up underneath each other.
Nope.
We go talk to our other friends. Like we might all have friends that's there. Like we will separate. We don't need to be on top of each other all the time when we're doing certain things. Even if we're together, we still like, all right, let's disconnect for a little bit.
Yep.
You go chat it up with some people. You chatting up with other people. We checking, baby, you good? Yeah, we good. All right, we here. We having a good time.
As long as there's food, sorry to cut you, and drinks flowing,
oh yeah,
we good.
We good.
We good. I know that you guys may see online like, oh, you guys are lovey-dovey. Yes, we are. But when we vibing, she might be in her corner chilling with her friends.
Right.
I might be somewhere else. It's never a situation like, yo, what you doing over there?
Right. Exactly.
That's not what's going on. She's having, regardless if there might be her talking to another guy or I might be talking to another woman, there's no jealous aspect where it's like, she over there too long. I don't, and she don't do that to me. No. We respect each other. We have an understanding for each other. We are
and you trust each other, right?
Which biggest thing, trusting each other.
What it comes down
We're just having fun and understanding that we can still be together and be in the same place, but then have completely two different outlooks.
Yeah.
Yep.
See me, I'm gonna have to be honest. Honestly though, y'all, there's times I go with my man who's not my man right now, and he's talking to someone for a very long time, because usually he'll like introduce me to someone he knows, and so let's say a song comes on, like I want to dance. Like, why is she still talking? Like literally, like what's going on over there?
That combo took a little too long.
Deadass, like, I'm gonna keep it real.
Right.
So I like walk up, I'm like, you know him? You know her? Like, that's just like straight like that. And he's like, oh yeah, babe, this is whoever. He introduces us, because in my head I'm like, sir, it's been 20 minutes now.
Right.
Like,
what can y'all possibly
what about me?
It's funny. Men have those thoughts. We won't materialize them at all. So I'll give you an example. We in Turks and Caicos. This is when we first started when we first got together. We went on an excursion, and we're at like a sandbank where we're just bathing in the water. We're playing sports. The guys there, I think I'm a good looking guy, but I don't got a six pack. I don't have a football physique. Half the men on this excursion are football, athletic, basketball, football builds. I ain't tripping. It is what it is. They look good looking guys. There's good looking guys everywhere. As we're playing football, she starts playing football with this 6 foot brolic dark chocolate of a man, and I'm just standing there and I'm looking and I'm saying to myself, in one aspect, I'm like, dang, son, like, why's he over there so long? Like, she think he look good. And then I'm saying to myself, he's an attractive looking guy. I can't lie. But then I have to say to myself, they're just playing catch. And they were playing catch for a little minute. Y'all was there playing catch for a little minute. But I said nothing. Even though in the beginning I had a moment of insecurity, I had to realize like we're just having fun. Even if it might make me feel some way. That doesn't mean that there's something malicious going on. So I had to just eat that. But I brought it up to her later. I'm like, you was over there quite a little minute though, but I ain't say nothing. But let me do that.
Yeah.
Let me do that for too long.
In that water. Let's go.
Hey guys.
Hey, throw it to me now. I'm right here, babe.
We just don't materialize it. We just
Right.
we keep it in our head.
Good to
Mental
know.
note.
Ooh.
Right.
See, I tell everything. I'm like, oh, let me tell you who tried to talk to me today. Let me tell you this. I'm just a mess, y'all. Before we wrap up, what's some advice you'll give to couples who's been together for some time, like how to navigate your relationship or just relationship advice in general? It doesn't matter how long they've been together.
I would say there's always ups and downs. Okay, like I feel like people think this ideal princess and prince relationship where like there's no ups and downs. Like
Absolutely.
you gotta go through the good times and the bad times. It's how you navigate through it, communicating to each other, and I feel like communication is like top of the top. You need to communicate, and you know that's still something that we go through too. But I feel like you mad, he's mad, like talk it out. You know what I'm saying? Trust each other. You know what you want out of the relationship, know what you want your future to look like, and just don't let go. It's so easy to let go and just call it a quits than it is to work through it. So my standpoint is work through it, no matter what.
Just to piggyback off of it, like she was saying, relationships are a roller coaster ride. You're gonna have great high points, and then there's gonna come points where it sucks. You may feel like you said, calling it quits. But if you know that this is the person that you really see yourself with, then push through it. If it's not something that you feel like crosses the line of I can't do this anymore, then try to fight through it. And to also add to that, I want to say, don't feel like you have to keep up with the Joneses with other relationships. Just because you see somebody else doing something doesn't mean that you have to do it.
Yep.
Or feel like, oh, you're missing out on something.
Right.
Everybody's relationship is different. Now, we all have the same baseline, but different routes. Everybody has different routes. It's all on your route and what makes sense for you guys' relationship. Just like for our relationship, there's things that people might look at us and say, I'm not into that.
Right.
Completely fine. My own parents, there's things that they may not agree with us with our relationship. It doesn't mean that our relationship isn't real or we don't love each other and we don't care for each other. Find what works for you guys and remove outside noise. That's it.
I love that. Because at the end of the day, it's just the two.
It's just
of
you.
y'all.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Hey.
We can dig it if we try. I can't sing, guys.
You
Just
and I. I love that you cue that because that's exactly what I was thinking. This is the vibe, y'all. We're gonna have to go. Let them know they can find you guys again on Instagram, personal Instagram.
But yes, our Essence of Danny and Toya is our page. Follow us. We share nothing but love, travel, relationships,
Lifestyle.
and lifestyle for sure. My personal Instagram is Toya _ TOYA with another underscore. That was a lot. But yes, follow me too so you can see what I am and who I am as a person, my individuality.
And my personal Instagram is OJ Danny. So yeah.
Well, thank you guys for being here,
Of course.
for being
Of course.
honest,
I appreciate
and
you
transparent, and real with
had
me.
a
They
great
kept it raw,
time.
they kept it real, and they
Facts.
kept it real.
Facts.
I'm talking about.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Pleasure. Honestly,
definitely was a pleasure.
I shall see you all next week. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out their individual pages.
Yep.
And their page, Essence of Danny and Toya. They be having me dying laughing, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. He can't sing, he can't dance.
Right?
I'll be trying.
Trying.
They be doing their thing. All right. On that note, happy Valentine's Day again. Listen, man, be romantic.
Right.
Get your woman something. Like, it's Friday today, okay? Get that woman some flowers.